Send him a message as well.
Hey.
Oh,
there we are. Hey, Matt.
Hey, there we go. That's good.
Hey, Matt.
Okay. So,
ignore my last message, Matt.
There we go. This is the Ground Earth RPG then, to go along with the Kickstarter, as everyone who kickstarted it got the RPG as a little bonus. I'm GMing, which means I have to pretend to know what I'm doing. And does everyone want to, all your names are in the corner, so we can do that, but everyone just says hello and we'll go from there. And we'll pick you up as we go along.
Hi, Matt. I'm Sean. I know you're new to the game, right? Of Drowned Earth?
Yes, I've recently picked up a bundle with the militia, which I received about a couple of weeks ago, and I believe yesterday it was. I then purchased another bundle with the Wayfarers and a Dino bundle as well, and along with back in the Ulaya Chronicles as well.
Sweet. Welcome aboard.
Dipping his toe in, that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I
go all in. That's what you got to do.
By the end of the week.
I went all in for the first one. The firm are my main faction if I get a chance to play when I'm not demoing or showcasing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we start with character creation, can everyone see a rough copy? Well, Simon's already got a character, because we played a couple of weeks ago. But if Sean and Matt, can you see a copy of the character creation rules by any chance?
I am
very simple.
ready to go.
Can read it out.
Yep.
There we go. Okay. So first things first, if we run along with Simon's and then we can fill it out. So Simon, your character, what race is your character?
Saurian.
Saurian. Okay. Yep. So Saurian. So you get your little resourceful ability and you get 6 wounds.
That's the one.
And if we go Matt, any idea what race you want to go with?
I'm going to go for the traditional human.
Human. So human, you get a team player ability, which means you can give a re-roll to a different character, and you get 7 wounds. So you're slightly tougher than the Saurian. And Sean.
I was going to go for a
race. Did you want?
Let's do a Diverg.
Diverg. Very nice. So, Diverg, so 7 wounds, same as human, and you get a naturally tough, so you can 1 less damage dice is rolled against you. It just means you're less likely to get smashed when we bump into a dinosaur. Okay, there's half of character creation. Through. And in a class,
I'm a scout.
Cool. So we have medic, scout, and mech. Oh, can you hear me? So, what class are you?
I was a scout. Can you hear me, Pete?
Scout. There we go. Quiet on my end. I can hear you now. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, cool. Matt, any idea what class you'd want?
I'll go for the medic.
Medic, very nice. So medic and scout, you'll get little special rules. Won't read them all out. And Sean, what class did you want?
Let's see. I was thinking about the mech to fix things. But let's lean into a little guy tough. So we'll make him a tough.
Oh, tough. There we go. There should be a Dverg tough.
Yeah.
There
Well,
needs to be.
and those as tough as they come.
Okay. So we've got your class and your race abilities. So you get to you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 abilities, which are close combat, agility, marksmanship, intelligence, and charisma. They do basically what they sound like they do. You have a 7, 2 6s, a 5, and a 4 to put into any ones you want. I won't go through them all, but if you tell me what you want as your 7 and what you want as your 4, and I'll let you fill the rest out as we go. So same as before, Simon, what's your 7 and your 4?
My 7's marksmanship and charisma is 4 because I don't care what other people think about me.
And charisma 4. Matt, any idea what you want for your 7 and your 4?
Intelligence being 7, and again, charisma 4.
I'm gonna have to do the talking.
There we go.
We can do the talking, it's
Sean,
just not
what's
going to
your
end
7 and your 4?
All right. I'm gonna lean to close combat for the 7, and marksmanship for the 4.
That sounds good.
Marksmanship for the 4. Up close and okay, that's almost done. And then you all get a hand weapon, a ranged weapon, and you can make one of those special if you prefer, which either gives you +1 damage or -1 to the target's toughness, or if you prefer, you can swap it for armor. So, Simon, what was your hand weapon?
I had an upgraded sniper rifle with armor-piercing rounds.
A sniper rifle for your ranged. And what did you have for close-up?
Just a normal combat blade.
Just a knife. Okay. And upgraded for the rifle, which was armor piercing, so that would be -1. Okay. Matt, what did you want for your melee weapon?
I'll go for a machete.
Machete, classic. And your range weapon?
I'll go with a assault rifle.
And did you want to upgrade any of them, or would you prefer to take some armor?
Take some extra armor on that.
Armor. Okay, and then we have Sean. Keep getting the 2 S's mixed up. Sean, what was your hand weapon?
I will go with a handgun.
Handgun. Okay. And for close-up?
Let's call it a serrated machete.
There we go.
And do the make it a superior for the -1 toughness.
Toughness. Okay. And we seem to have lost Sean. No, we haven't. We've lost Simon. I do know the difference between people's names. So let's see if we can get him back while I... and I'll try and type while I do it. Any equipment, so any basic thing that you carry with you, so like a basic sort of medical bag for a medic, or toolkit or rope or anything like that.
Yeah, I was going to say like a medical pack.
Okay. Med pack. Sorry, I'm just... Right.
Let's see.
Anything for you, Sean? Anything you think that can...
Yeah. Trying to be good.
Something to help you along the way. No real, other than
Let's
no real
let's say like
mechanical purpose.
a camp shovel.
Okay,
Hey.
cool. Always handy. Oh, we're in different order now, but Simon's.
Sorry about that, guys.
You pushed the duck, didn't you?
Yeah, something like that.
That's all right. Okay. Hey. So that is character creation. Gameplay. You roll your grounder dice. I'm going to hold them up and they won't show up on camera. Ability dice and a feat die. It runs on the same lines, but below your stats and feat dice. If you roll above your dice, you get a fail. If you get a double above your dice, you get a blunder, which actually, I don't know if we use blunders in this, I've forgotten, but we're going to say we do just to be fun because I can't remember now. Okay, yeah, so that's basically how it works. If you want to do something, tell me, I'll tell you to roll your dice and what it takes, and we'll go from there. So, we've also got, for people not following along before, we have a poll going for all the fun things that you're going to encounter, which I'm assuming you've all voted in it as well. So you've had some say in what terrible things happen to you, which is a great big old motorway junction, which has been reclaimed by the jungle. There's a river running underneath it, and there's lots of sort of a shanty city built up across the top of it. And according to the vote, you are meeting in the Bluegill Bar and Grill, which is on the 3rd level of Skyton. It's to say it's a dive bar would probably be generous. There is a massive fire pit across one side of the room with metal slating. Metal bars across. That people will just bring in whatever they've caught, whatever food they have, throw it on to grill wide. Oh. Yes, everyone seems. Slightly. Oh, you're all back. Has anyone been able to hear me for the last couple of minutes?
It was a little choppy here and there.
Yeah, same for me.
Yeah, so all three of you have been blank screens for my end for a minute. So if I just quickly run back through where we were. So we're in the Bluegill Bar and Grill. Big open fire pit at one side. People throw their meat on to cook there, or fish, or dinosaur. And it's got very strong alcohol. You three are at a table. Do you know each other as we start? Are you all sort of old friends, or is this the first time you've met?
I'd say we know of each other.
Yeah,
know of each other, yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, that sounds fun. Yeah.
Are you all part of a particular faction? Or are you just random people together in the bar?
I'm part of whatever faction pays me the most.
Hired mercenary.
So That's it. So wayfarers would be the
Yeah.
you. Does that work for the rest of you?
Yeah, whatever get paying the most. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Work the
So
bush
roughly-
normally anyway, so.
There we go. So we can assume the bar's a wayfarer bar. So so yeah, you're sitting around, you're eating, drinking, you already know each other, so you don't need to. Oh, no, what we didn't do. Character names. I knew there was something. I'll say I did that on purpose, so you could have some time to think. Simon, what's your character called?
Draven. He's frozen.
Raven.
I'm gonna go for Tachanka.
Chanka.
We'll make his name Vets.
Vets.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. I have very butchered spellings of all those names, but I'll roughly remember what they are. Okay, so you're all sitting around a table, eating whatever it is you've thrown on the grill and drinking up the very strong, very pungent rice wine, we'll say. And in you see barges into the bar is the governor of Skyton. He's a dwerg, slightly very important hat, sort of not quite a top hat. Looks like something that may have been found somewhere. Bit of a beard, quite gruff looking. He's called Rug. Waistcoat, big muscly. Really doesn't look like he's the governor, but he does look like he should be working on a ship. Comes stomping into the bar. Goes up to the barman. Oi, where the heck is Clint? Barman shrugs his shoulder. Islos points a job for you. Okay, so he'll come and he'll sit down at your table, make himself quite at home, grab one of your drinks, knock it back. You probably all know of Rug. He is the governor of Skyton. You would have seen him about if you've been here for any length of time. So he'll explain. One of my ships has gone walkabout. The crew might be a bunch of lazy kids, but they're loyal, or at least smart enough to know what happens if they cross me. So it leads me to believe it's either foul play or bad luck. This voice won't last for very long. Either way, it costs me money until it's fixed. So their last check-in, which is Cran's Fife, search between there and the Thousand Islands for my ship. Bring her back, or at least set her on her way. Now, the name of the ship was the second poll question, and it wasn't my favourite answer, but it is the Karukep Queen, is what you're looking for.
He'll always be boat face
So that's what you're looking for. That's what you get. It will be Shippy McShitface, unfortunately, but apparently no one wanted that. In exchange for this act of heresy and adventure, you get your choice of tech from Rug's stores. So he'll have lots of things like salvage computers, robotic arms that we don't ask where they come from, lots of guns, ship part pieces like that. That's what you get as a reward. I'm gonna where if you accept the job. If you don't, this is going to be a very session. So we're assuming you accept the job, and now it's up to you. Where you've got your mission, Rug will knock down another one of your drinks and on his way. But you've got your mission to work your way up towards Cran's Fife and look for the ship. You want to do in Skyton before you set.
Oh, I'm gonna need supplies for this.
You can go for some supplies.
Yeah, I think I'll do a little shopping, get some supplies for this journey.
Cool. Make an intelligence, just so you can be the first roll. Make an intelligence roll.
Okay, I nailed it. A 5 and a 2.
You nailed it. So you know exactly where it is you need. 5 and a 2. You know exactly where it is you need to find the supplies you need, and you're smart enough to get a good price as well. So you get what you need. Is there anything particular you're looking for, or just general supplies?
Life vests, I think. Some
Life
flotation devices.
There's always need a life vest.
Specifically,
Okay.
besides just
So
general
safety
sundries.
first. Cool.
Cool. Now,
And
do I get...
how are you travelling?
So you get a point of advantage for that, don't you, Sean?
Do I?
Sean gets a point of advantage, yeah, because you nailed it.
Because you nailed it, yeah. You can use that to, we're point of advantage. Yeah, say we can. That works. So you can use that. Which works with you getting your supplies, so you can then use them to improve your situation later.
Cool. I will hold on
in
to
the game.
I'll hold on to that one.
You've got your supply. Yeah. You've got your supplies. Are you going along the river, or are you going to make your way cross country or cross jungle to get where you're going?
Well, we're already going to be on a boat. I don't like water that much. I vote cross country personally, but I have my life vest, so I feel a little better if y'all want to go down river.
No, I feel going cross country will be the better option.
I'm okay going cross country, but one of you better carry me if I get tired.
Well, you're
We'll
the
drag
scout.
you,
You're going to be okay.
All right.
I would say I'd sit on
going
the
cross-country.
shoulders, but I'm not sure it'd make me any taller.
Okay. So let's go for. Can everyone make an agility test for our travel across country? So we assume you know the way.
I nailed it, but I had a double 6, so I nailed it with a complication.
So.
Oh, he's done it again.
Nailed it.
Done it again.
Okay.
And I failed.
So nailed it.
Sean defeated.
Oh, so there we go. So we've got a complication, a failure, and a feat. So you're off through the jungle. Let's start from the failure.
Tachunga.
What are Matt?
Yep.
Vachunga. Okay, so Vachunga, how does your failure? So you're climbing tree to tree, jungle to jungle, sort of running through the canopy. What happens when your failure hits?
I lose grip of one of the vines where I'm swinging from tree to tree, and I fall down to the
You start to
overgrowth below.
Cool. Okay, so Simon, we say you pass, but you got a complication. So we say you're miles back behind. You've seen. Sean, your character, which was Vet, you feated, didn't you? So did you want to help out your human companion, or do you want to just fly on ahead with your feet?
I will notice that. Let's see. My human fell from the treetops, right?
Yep.
That's it. Yes, you're all climbing along and swinging from vines.
I will make a mighty sigh, hang my head, and backtrack to help the human that I've heard just thump behind me.
So say, cool. So if you were swinging from a vine, if Vetishment was swinging from a vine and dropped, we'll say if you were as well, you can kick off the tree you were going to land on and swing back. And you're a dwerg. We'll say you're tough enough to, with your feet, just to grab him on your swing and carry on going along. All the while, Draven's back behind, didn't really notice anything. So can we make another agility test to continue on through the jungle?
Okay, here we go. Can I swing?
2 and a 5. Nailed it, but not with the complication this time.
So nailed it.
I've caught up to see these two climbing the tree going, let's take this over.
Matt, you're laughing pretty hard.
I'm fine.
Matt just fell back.
I failed it on a 10.
Well, unfortunately, I failed it on a 7.
Okay.
We should have gone by boat.
So fail and fail. We should be.
Sorry, Christian.
So we're going to say this also means we. The next question will be: so you'll swing along, and you'll luckily crash down. You'll have a slightly more comfortable landing. Draven's up in the trees still, but you two drop down. You have slightly more comfortable landing than you would expect. You look side to side from you. You appear to be in an incredibly large nest made of branches and twigs just up off the ground. As you land there is a massive call, a roar, and you will see, turn round at the intrusion on her nest. Don't blame me for this one. This was a vote. A keratosaur, a big, mean dinosaur that has come and swung round to face you. And we will roll some. We will have our first combat.
At this point, I'm up in the trees laughing at the other two.
You're up in the tree, then you drop down. So we'll say you two are both basically on your backs in the nest. So if you want to run and move anywhere, it would be either run or shoot, or stand and shoot of it. Yeah. So and Draven, you can take a shot from the trees. But if everyone tells me roughly what they want to do, and then we can work from there to see how it plays out.
I think it'd be rude if I didn't take a shot from the trees whilst laughing at the other two.
So you're going to take a shot. What are you two down in the nest going to do?
I'm going to run for the nearest tree and take a shot behind cover.
Yeah, I wouldn't climb it. It's not worked out too well.
I'm not climbing.
Yeah, we'll say because you fell and had your failure, you can make a run to the nearest tree and you can get ready for your shot.
Yep.
Next turn. And what is our dwerg gonna do?
I think I will roll to the side and try and take a swipe at his ankle.
Okay, so we'll say you can get your roll out the nest and you can get your knife up and ready for your machete up and ready for the next one. So you're out of its direct path. Right. Okay, so if Simon and Matt, you both make agility tests to see if you can make your little runs and dives.
Here we go.
And Simon, sorry, you make a shoot test.
A shot. Yeah.
And Sean and Matt make agility. Okay.
Agility.
Okay. Oh, there we go. So you've got so agility for you, Sean, and agility for you, Matt.
I got a feat,
okay.
thankfully, because the other dice was a 9.
Okay, so you got your feet. Okay, so feet for you. Matt, what did you get?
Surprise, surprise! Another failure.
You get a failure. So you basically make your run for the trees, and you just forget that the nest isn't on the floor, and you go to run, and you just flop straight out the side of the nest. You're not where in its nest anymore, but you're not exactly in cover. Sean, how did you get on?
I passed.
You passed. Okay, so you managed to nothing spectacular, but you do a roll, and you're out the way, and you roll out, and you're up in position, ready with your machete for the next turn. So Simon, you've got some damage to do.
I do.
So feet. So that's 3 damage.
3 damage, yeah.
3 damage. Your gun was -1 to toughness.
Yeah, armor piercing. Yep. So what do I need?
So the toughness on armor piercing is you need. Let's have a look. See if I can see it. Is
What you're working
I believe,
out, Matt.
so
Matt.
anything lower than. Where's my toughness?
Yeah, Matt. Other dice replacements are available on the website.
I've got 2 packs already. They're just not doing any good.
Oh, there we go.
So
anything under 6 for you, Simon.
Cool.
Just keep ordering till they work.
Yeah.
Anything under 6.
1, 3, and an 8.
1, 3, and 8. So that is 2 wounds. So you take and shot. Where are you aiming? Sort of face, or try and take out a leg, or?
I'm going to go for its eyes.
Okay, go for an eye. So you just boom, and just right across the brow. You don't know if you blinded it, but it's definitely put a solid line across the side of its face. Okay, the big dinosaur, is going to, unfortunately, because our human friend went flopping out of the nest, he'll aim for you, and he will pass. So let's have a look. You've got armor, haven't you? So 1 wound for you.
That's
Matt.
not too bad.
Yep.
Not too bad. Maybe just catch you with a parting blow. Probably took the shot as he was doing it. Okay, so there's the first round of combat, and we will now be on to the second. So who's doing what? So you two are both out the nest. We've got a sniper up in the trees. What's your actions going to be?
I'm still trying to get to that tree, get ready for a shot.
You're still running for cover. Okay, so we'll say so you can either run or shoot because of the failure. We'll say you can run or shoot. So you'll make an agility test for me. Sean, what are you up to?
I'll now that I'm to the side, I'll follow through with try and do a strike in a good meaty part of his leg.
That's it.
Go for
so you'll make a close combat test for me. And Simon, you'll make a shoot test. And I'll let you all roll and let me know the results.
I failed. Just a fail. 8 and a 5.
Just a fail.
Is that a feat, Matt?
Oh, I can't quite. What is that a feat?
No, it's the 5 and a 10. Failure again.
So fail and fail. So you're just falling over logs. You can see this tree, this mythical, wonderful tree in the distance, but you just can't quite get there. Sean,
All humans were supposed to be average at everything. This is bang average at nothing.
I wouldn't mind, but the agility is 6.
I ended up nailing it, and I will use my advantage
someone
in the swing.
Ah, very nice. Okay, so did you want to use your advantage to reduce his toughness, or to do an extra wound?
Let's do an extra wound since my machete already is doing a -1 toughness.
Okay, so roll 4 dice for me. So anything below a 6, because you've got your armor piercing.
I got a 1, a 2, a 5, and a 10.
Ooh, 3 wounds.
Ah, so 3 of them hit. So nice. So you come up. I'm assuming because you're not going to go for the face. I'm assuming because you're a dwerg and you've got a knife. You've got a machete, but just right around the back of the.
Oh no!
Right in what would be the dinosaur.
Slash out the legs so it can't run after us.
Slash out the legs. There we go. Okay, so yeah, so it definitely makes a big angry roar, and swings round to face you. Simon, you just do a fail, so you shoot just at the same time as he slashes the leg, and it would have hit, but he swung round to face Sean's character.
Thanks, Sean.
There we go. So just took him out of your eye line. Okay, so he is going to take a bite at you, Sean, and he's going to fail miserably. And so he's sort of unsteady on his feet, takes a slash and completely fails at the bite of you. So that's his go. So we're back. What's everyone doing?
Well, I've given up on going for that tree. I'm going to
Simon,
pop
you've
off a
taken
shot.
I'm going to take a shot.
You're going to go for a shot.
I'm going to try and not miss from laughing at Tachango doing the worm across the floor.
You're watching him fall across the floor, not paying any attention to Dinosaur. So we've got 2 shots, and what's our stuff going to do?
So whichever, as I slash the leg and the dino's reacting to me, I want to pivot around him in the opposite direction. So if his head's turning left, I want to keep circling him around to the right.
Okay, so if you make an agility test and the other 2 make marksmanship tests, and we'll see how this works out.
So I rolled a 2 and a 10, so just a pass.
Mm-hmm.
I failed, but
Hey,
you got the trusty feet die.
Hey!
Oh!
There we go.
There we go.
About time.
How did you get on, Sean?
I feed it as well.
Hey, okay, so we will say, so we've got 2 shots hitting, and you feated. So we'll start with you. You roll and spin round, and you manage to turn the dinosaur so it's completely facing the wrong way. So you, as you spin round, it tries to follow you. It's got a dodgy leg; it can't quite do it. We will go with the 2 shots go off. We will both give you an extra dice because the dinosaur's spinning round after our little toughs dodging action. So you'll both get, so we've got a feat and a pass. So 2 for you, Simon, but +1 because the dinosaur's all confused, and 4 for you, Matt, and
1, 3, and a 6 from me.
So all hits for you.
Got a 7, an 8, and 2 10s.
So all misses from you. Okay. So that worked for your failure bit of feat. So you get the shot off, and it just, boom. What actually happened is Simon's shot is Draven's shot goes through, boom, just straight through, massive hole in the head, just boom, 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 and your bullets go straight through, follow exactly the same line as he's spinning, and just boom, fire out the other side. but that is enough, and he
That's precision
drops
right there.
down. That's it. It's almost like you can take credit for the shot if no one's quite quick enough to know that wasn't your shot. They were both just whoom, whoom, all through, and it drops to the ground, big steaming hole in its head. And yeah, you've just killed a keratosaur. If that's how you pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce dinosaur names. Okay, so is there anything you want to do with this massive steaming pile of dinosaur in its nest, or are you happy just to leave it where it is?
I'll search.
I'd like to. I'd like to take Matt's gun off of him.
Just realign it slightly. Check the sight.
It's not calibrated correctly. Let me check my scopes.
There we go. So what we'll say is it's probably getting on a bit in the day. You've been travelling. You've had to stop quite a few times to grab people from falling. So you will set up camp. You can set up camp here in the nest. It seems quite safe now. You've got a big steaming pile of dinosaur to cook if you want some food, or you can find a new campsite. Either way, up to you. But yeah, we'll set up camp for the night. Did you want to camp roughly where you are?
Yeah, I'm liking the idea because the other dinosaurs aren't aware the Keratosaur's dead. Well, at least I hope they're not.
That's it, yeah.
But there might be another one.
And the amount, there could be a pair. You should have a friendly awakening.
It's whether Barry, Gary, or Larry turn up that's scaring me at the moment.
Okay, so yeah, so you'll set up camp. I'm assuming you'll set up a watch. Make the closest thing to a watch will be
Say that again, Pete. You broke up for a second.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, if you'll make for your watch for the night while you're camping out in a nest, if you make everyone makes a marksmanship just to see if you spot anything or if anything happens untoward during the night.
1 and a 2 from me. Matt's probably failed.
I failed.
Hey,
I failed as well, but guns are dumb.
I nailed it.
okay. So, so during the night, so you nailed it. It's sort of leaving set. We'll say during the night you managed to sleep through the massive corpse in front of you just being torn apart by scavengers. We'll say one of you at least woke up, so none of you get eaten. But yeah, the corpse has just been. You wake up to it's just bone left. It's all just been devoured. And as you wake up, you hear, yeah, why not? The next on the poll, I've got to remember to keep checking it, is, let me just refresh it to make sure a load of people haven't voted while I've been, oh, there we go. So, you will hear the sound of activity and people working and sort of banging and digging and stuff like that about sort of 100 yards away from you. I won't give a direction because you don't know what direction you're looking, so it's fine. But 100 yards, you hear activity as you awake in the morning.
Guessing we're not having eggs and bacon for breakfast then, lads.
So you'll be on whatever probably you brought with you, unless you want to go hunting, in which case you can probably catch us. There's plenty of things alive near you.
Have you seen Matt try and shoot something?
And swing from trees.
So yeah, and swing from trees. Yeah, you're saving up all the good rolls for later. It's fine. So yeah, so you hear the sound of digging, banging, and that sort of thing coming from 100 yards. Do you go towards it, away from it? Do you
want to take a look? Sorry, Simon, I don't remember your character's name.
Draven.
Draven, you've got the scope.
I'm happy to have a little scoot up and have a look.
While you're doing that, I'm going to steal a claw or two from the Ceratosaurus skeleton.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, there's basically just a skeleton left. But okay, so Arsorian, you're going to sneak up and have a look.
Yeah.
So agility test for your sneaking up. You're a Scorian and you're a scout.
Yeah.
So you're pretty much solid at this, but yeah, agility test.
Yeah, I failed it. Yeah.
Because you're a scout, you can ignore one fail, so you can use your tried and tested.
I think that's a good idea. Probably a good idea. That's probably a good idea. Yeah.
So you will go to roughly where the sound is coming from, and there is a group of 7 panja, which are basically little red panda type creatures. For anyone who plays the game, there's one with a jetpack if you play militia, who are digging up and building what looks to be the arms of a fairly large robot, but just the arms, as far as they're sort of excavating it from the ground and piecing them together. 2 big robot arms. Are you just going to stand and look, or are you going to run back to your group, or are you going to switch sides and team up with them? Is there
I'm gonna whisper back, for want of a better word. I think you guys should come and have a look at this yourselves, and then I'll sneak, hide back into the bushes a little bit, because I certainly ain't confronting them first.
Are you 2 going over to investigate?
Yeah, I'll go along.
I'll come over.
Yeah. So make agility test if you're trying to sneak over. If you're just trying to wander over. But if you're trying to sneak, make an agility test.
Why not?
Yeah, it's passed.
I've passed. I've actually nailed it.
Hey!
I failed.
You're sorry. Okay, because when you fail, we're assuming you can counteract each other and sort of help each other along.
So I'll attempt to sneak, but I'll just completely trip on a something on the ground and kind of flop forward a little bit and stand up and look around.
And yeah, we're assuming as you nailed it, you can probably sort of throw something off in the distance to sound like it comes from somewhere else, or catch him on the way and sort of counteract with your nail it to keep going and sort of cover it up. But yeah, when you so it worked out all right. When you get to this open clearing, you see it's probably 100 yards, sort of like a pit, not too deep, 6 foot deep. Very much mixing my measurements here. 100 yards wide, 6 foot deep, and it does look like a sort of an excavation in sort of a fairly swampy. As much as they dig, water's draining in. It's not a very well thought out plan, but they are pulling out parts and piecing them together of a massive pair of robotic arms. Imagine like a Barengi. Imagine if you made their arms out of metal and robotic parts. That's basically what they're piecing together out of stuff they find, and they're excavating out of the mud. That's what you see. There's 7 of them, and yeah, they look like tiny little red pandas, and they're gibbering away to themselves in a language. They're not mindless animals. They are people, but they are sort of gibbering away as they work. So yeah, they've not noticed you. You managed to just cover yourself enough. They have no idea you're there.
So we ask him for help or directions.
Ask for directions.
I'll wade down closer and pop up and say hello.
Okay. Are you going sort of? I'm assuming you're going fairly non-confrontational, not waving your weapons in the air as you walk down.
Yeah, no, totally. That's just
okay.
waving hi.
Make a charisma roll for
it. Well, shoot. I nailed it on a double 6.
Okay, so there we go. So so you come out and you're about the same size as them. So you're as much as you're tough. You're a similar sort of. So you've got a kinship. So you nail it. So you can come out. Not quite hands up, but sort of say hello. And they sort of stop what they're doing. Let's say 2 of them stop what they're doing and sort of wander over to you. The other ones keep digging and building and carry on with their work. You're a bit far, but this is my red panda voice. You're a bit far out of anywhere. Can we help at all?
Yeah, maybe. We are looking for a possibly a lost ship, possibly a crashed ship. The name of it on the side was the Queen, K Queen,
Karatep Queen. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Karatep Queen. Karatep Queen.
Yeah, I mean that's a nice arm you've got. Great arm. It's very beefy. I like it.
And they look. Oh, for this, it's our pride and joy. We've been finding the pieces for this for years. It's brilliant. We're almost done. There's no ships. The river's not far away. You can the river. It's all basically water, but the actual river you can fit a boat in is not far away. You can look there, but there's a lot of water if you're looking for a ship. Are you just checking? You are at the moment in the jungle. Seems a strange place to look for a ship, but if you're heading round.
Is there a dock nearby or a port or somewhere they might have stopped for supplies?
So the closest where we come from, where we're out of, is Cran's Fife, which is another half a day's travel out towards the sea. You follow the river along. If you go down to the river, follow the river along, you'll get there eventually, or you can carry on as you're going now, and you'll get there eventually. You go sort of north. I'm trying to remember the map. Northwest. If you go northwest, if you carry on going northwest direction, you'll get there.
All right.
And while you're doing this, the 2 of them are sort of staying there. The other ones are still working.
That sounds good. Thank you very much. What do I have? I'll tell you what. I don't need this at the moment. I'll give them my shovel to help out.
Ah, brilliant.
As a thank you.
Are you offering to help? Come on. You look like you can come dig. Do you want to come dig?
Oh no.
And they sort of start.
I'm done digging. That was college. No. Thank you. No.
Oh. So they sort of shrug. They're quite happy to take your shovel. They put it with a big stack of supplies with all their other shovels and bits and picks and stuff like that. And they go back to messing around with the arms. Anyone else up to anything with the little panja?
I'm going to have a look around. Do I notice anything strange whilst he's sweet talking them?
Make a marksmanship. That'd be the closest to looking around.
A pass. 2 and a 9.
You pass.
Yeah.
2 and a 9. There does look. There is a big pit with a handful of panja inside it. If you have a look at the big robot arms, they look to stand on their own. supported in any way. Look like they're sort of upright on their own. You notice there's got supplies. There's no camping gear, and there's no sign of a transport, so you're not 100% sure how they got to where they are. But yeah, that's about all you'll notice from looking around.
Cool.
I would like to ask one of them if there's any thing we should watch out for on the way to the port, like any dangerous animals or anything that's could cause us trouble on our journey.
Yeah, well, yeah. So one of them. Yeah, well, this is everything. If it moves, it's dangerous. If it doesn't move, it's waiting to be dangerous. But yeah, everything. Don't touch anything. Don't look at anything. Don't stop at anything. Everything.
So just run.
Just generally speaking, run.
Or flop on the floor in your case.
Or for me, running.
Yeah. Or the second plan, which is our plan, is build a giant pair of robot arms. And that's our wonderful plan. Okay. Are you all done at the Panja camp, or are you still got more to explore?
Nah, I'm good.
What's the point in the giant arms?
Oh, so the little one, he shaped. Brilliant! I thought you'd ask. And he goes running over, and he has to get a box, and he comes back, puts a box in the middle of them. They're not quite ready yet. They're not quite ready, and he stands on the box and puts his arms inside where the shoulders would be of the big robot arms, and they are like a gorilla's front arms. Imagine if it was walking on its knuckles. And as he puts his arms in there, he can very gradually and very slowly step with them. So his feet are just sort of flopping, and the big arms are crunching along, and sort of moving. He says, "We can't do anything more than walk with them at the moment, because they, in theory, by our plans, they can punch. But there's a problem, and you'll see he'll lift one arm up to punch, and he'll just topple sideways into the pit that they've been digging, and he'll sort of look slightly embarrassed that he even though he knew it was going to happen, he should have thought of it before he started showing off. And yeah, so now he's flopped sideways, and all the others are sort of pulling his arms out and working on getting them back upright.
Well, I must say they look useful.
We've been working on these for 5 years. We're almost there.
Great use of 5 years.
It is. It's our group. It's what we've been working on. It's our main aim is to get the entire thing built. So far we've just got the arms, but hopefully one day there'll be legs.
They look amazing. Good work.
They are. They're sort of. He sort of puffs up his chest and shines some of the mud that he's just splattered all over him off. Quite proud. Okay. Are we setting out again?
Yep.
Okay,
as we walk away under my breath, I mutter, "That's 30 minutes of my life I'm never getting back."
There we go. Yeah. Let's have a look. I'm going to see if he hears you. Just to. No, he's completely oblivious to you. He's still polishing. He has no idea. That was 2 10s. That was a terrible. He can't hear anything ever again. Yeah. So, are you going cross country again, or are you going to go down to the water and fashion a raft, or steal a boat?
I will acquiesce to going on the river now. I don't know if we need another Carrotosaur.
I don't want to be falling from the trees again.
It's not the Carrotosaur I'm worried about.
So if you head down, so the river's not far from where you are. You will see a ship. Let's use one of the unused names from earlier for. Where are we? The Lucky Panja, which is, you assume, if you have a look around it, the sketches of gorilla arms and pieces like that is the ship from the young troop you've recently seen. Are you going to try and borrow their ship to head downriver?
Guys, they've got like another 15 years before they even try and fall over again.
They're busy. We can send it back.
We'll bring it back.
You'll have it back before they ever notice. Yeah. Okay, who is going to take charge of the ship? Who's going to be the captain? To make it easier for you to work out, it'd be an intelligence test to see how you get on. That'll be you. Okay,
Have at it.
On, Matt. Big intelligence test.
I will shipman, where I don't have to see the water. Stay mid-deck.
And I nail it.
Hey. So you. This is what you've been waiting on all this time.
Yep.
You've been waiting for a ship. This is your moment to shine.
That's what I wanted to do to begin with, but I wanted to go by a boat to begin with.
You just remembered you used to be a sailor. It's in your blood. You're issuing orders. People are running around. Your teammates are stowing lines and starting engines and hoisting sails and whatever it is you do on a boat, and you're off. You're in the river. Now it'd be very difficult to get lost on this river because it's basically a one-way system. Your intelligence test told us you're not turned around and going back to Skyton. So you're heading on, and let's have a look. Okay, so you will arrive near nightfall. Takes you a bit of a while, but luckily your super intelligent captain sends you the way. You arrive at Cran's Fife, which is a small... now, I'm going to make up what this place is because I don't think it's actually in the book. So it's on the map, but I don't think there's anything in the book. So now it's a small, slightly raised, like a fishing village. Everything's on stilts above the water. Everything's sort of individual, and then there's little ladders going across to make up a fairly large town of individual buildings, all on stilts, all with little walkways around, sometimes 2 or 3 on top of each other. Very much like some of the terrain you'd get. So that's what you have. You have a whole town, maybe 100 dwellings, which is fairly dense for a town in this part of the world, from houses to bars to shops, all scattered around. And there's a little port, and you can moor up there, and you're in a town. And this is where Rug told you that was the last check-in for the ship you were looking for, which was called the very good name that I will quickly remind myself of. Well, no, I won't, because there we go. It's Kerakep Queen. That's what you're looking for, and that's where it was last checked in. Okay. What is your plan? You're in a town.
Well, I need to stretch my legs and get a drink. Don't know about you two.
Drink sounds good.
I'm gonna speak to some locals to see if they've seen the ship dock.
Sounds good.
Okay. So, 2 of you head off to a bar, and one of you goes asking around for the locals. Matt, do you want to make a charisma roll for me?
And I miserably fail.
So
Normal
you
service.
ask around, and you basically get the cold shoulder. You're not a local. There's lots of weird and wonderful people at the dock, but yeah, you don't get anything out of them. And that's about, so you'll wander around however much time you want to waste doing that. I'm assuming you let them know what bar you were going to. So Simon and Sean, what bar did you go to? Where did you go for a drink? There's no poll for this one, so it's completely up to you two to think up a name.
The Blue Baryonyx.
Blueberry Onyx. Cool. Blueberry. Okay. So you find a bar called the Blueberry Onyx. Is it a nice bar or is it a terrible, seedy, horrible bar?
Oh, it's got to be a shipmate, like a pirate bar.
Spit and sawdust.
A proper sailor's bar. Okay, so you can go. You can get a drink. Is there anything particular you want to do while you're there, or just sit and put your feet up, have something to eat, and have a rest for the night and crack on in the morning? Or
Well, I mean, I'll get a drink and get some food, but kind of maybe if there's a game going of something, get to play in, just to try and chat up some of the local sailors, see if they've seen the ship in casual passing.
So you'll make a charisma roll.
Woohoo! Nail it.
So you find a game of, we'll say, dice, because it makes sense for what we're doing. Being played in a corner. You can join in. You can get a bit of information. What were you asking about the ship?
Let's see. What was it?
I'm going to sidle over to the bar, grab a couple extra drinks, because frankly, I'm still trying to forget that conversation with the Panja. But at the same time, I'm going to ask.
You'll slowly get drunk.
Yeah, and ask the barman a question about whether he's seen a ship or not.
Okay, so if you roll your charisma test, and Sean, you were asking the you were asking the gamers.
Yeah, I'll just be like, if they know of any good ships to work on, and slip in that I've heard about the Karatasep Queen as a possibility.
Surprise! Okay. Surprise! I failed the charisma check.
So the barman's not even drinks anymore. He's just completely walking past you. So you are talking to. Let me just get to that point in the poll. You are talking to Ali. Aha. A nice looking young lady, slightly tentacle-like hair, a gun that looks like a fish sitting in her holster, no nose to speak of, completely normal, and she looks a bit like a squid, bit like a cuttlefish, and she's the one basically running the game you're playing. She's called Noala. Once you're chatting to her, and she'll that's, for anyone not following, is a slight reference to one of the characters from the Kickstarter, which this is all meant to be. Get everybody excited for? We're all excited. And she is very much looks like a pirate fish or a pirate squid, and that's who you're talking to. And you'll mention the Karatasep Queen, and she'll sort of nod knowingly. Oh yeah, I haven't got a voice for her. She's we've seen that beached out by the Thousand Islands last we saw it. Won't be going anywhere soon, that ship.
Yeah, so definitely not the best place to work then, I guess.
Well, depends what sort of work. If you want to go scavenge, it would be a brilliant job, but it's not the safest part of the world out that way.
Okay. What's out there?
Well, you've got pirates, and she'll sort of tip her hat at you as she said it. You've got various things that live in the sea. You know where we are after all. There's plenty of things willing to kill you. You've got the weather, never good this time of year. But yeah, there's always something looking to take your life off you.
Well, yay. Any metal arms?
You've got a rough location. Say again?
There's no metal arms out there, is there? Or robots?
No, No, there's no robot. Not as far as I.
No.
Yeah, no. There could be.
Yeah, but they always. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, they should be. It's an odd question. Yeah, she does look slightly confused.
Do you want to drink?
Yeah. So yeah, she'll take a drink. Just make a. Let me just check. Make an intelligence roll for me.
Oh boy. Fail.
Okay, she beats you in the game of dice that you're playing. Just a normal fail, so not massively. Doesn't clear you out, but yeah, she takes your money off you. You have no idea if she's cheated or not, but yeah, she takes your money off you, and she'll take the drink you offer as well.
All right.
Okay. So you've met probably the first time you've met a fish lady with no nose, tentacles for hair, and a fish gun. But she seems quite pleasant. She's taken a bit of your money. She's taken your drink, and yeah, off we go. So, are you all turning in for the night?
Yeah, I'm gonna head back.
Is there anything
turn in?
Yeah, I'm good.
You'll go find them in the.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're off your way there. So we'll fast forward unless there's anything you want to do in your sleep. Slightly weird. We'll fast forward to the next morning. Now you do have a boat, and you are at the edge of the sea. So if you want to go off looking for the Keratep Queen, you have roughly the tools you need. You could always find space on another ship that's going that way if you wanted to, or you could, if you really wanted to, you could swim, but I wouldn't recommend it. Do you have any plan? You've got a rough idea on the way to the Thousand Islands. Noala would have given you a rough idea of where it is.
Do you feel confident in your sailing skills, Matt? Can we take this boat out?
I wouldn't say I'm 100% confident, but I'll give it a go.
I like it.
Yeah.
It beats having to talk to other people.
Not overconfident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just never know what this weather has to offer.
I don't like my chances of persuading somebody to let me on their boat.
That's true.
Okay, so you've got your ship. Is there anything you want to do before you go? Anything you want to? Did you want to try and add anything to the ship, or just set sail as it is? Buy a map, compass,
a
captain's hat.
Got to get a map and a compass.
Basic navigation tools.
So
you'll make a basic navigation.
While he's getting a map and compass, I think I'm gonna go see if I can get one of those. Get some kind of rain gear, coat, and the big rain hat because we're going on open water.
Big proper Paddington Bear wet weather gear.
I'm going to go and buy one of those inflatable rafts that you get in a pack because, frankly, I have no faith in all that this boat's going to make it there.
Okay. So, we're assuming inflatable raft. Make an intelligence check. Intelligence or charisma? I'll let you make your choice.
That's not a difficult conversation at all. It's intelligence. That is a pass, but only a pass. 6 and an 8.
Only a pass. So you get something that looks like you do get an inflatable raft.
It's a Lilo, isn't it? I've got a giant Lilo.
It's slightly past Lilo, but it's not huge. It's like one of them little red and blue things you get at the beach.
Has he got a drink holder next to it?
Little drink holder next to it. No oars. Probably enough room for one person. It's what I would call as a child a Southend special, but that's very much a local term. So it's this little raft. If it's one thing, it's not inflated, because otherwise otherwise you'd have to carry this great big lilo. You would look like a tourist.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
So yeah, you've got a little raft uninflated, but well, hopefully you've got plenty of puff if the time comes to it. You can pump it up. Okay, so we are setting out to sea. Matt, if you make for me a 2 intelligence tests back to back for me.
Uh-oh. Failed the first one.
Let's start blowing my lilo up.
And failed the second one.
Woo! I have my left vest on.
So, Carol, you realise you've gone first thing in the morning. You've gone and jumped on your ship, all keen. All of you are all keen. You've got your big hats and you're just not. You realise it's the wrong tide to go out on. There's a few laughs from other ships that see you all sort of jump on your ship. You probably can get out past it. Who's the strong one in this group? Simon, Sean, do you want to make a close combat test for me? See if you can row out into the deeper water from the.
Close combat. That's a nailed it.
Nailed it. So yeah, so we'll say you seeing all the sort of the unfortunate laughs and your pride being hurt slightly, you'll grab out the oars and you'll start. It's not a massive ship you're on. It's for a load of little red panda things. It's not massive. You can start moving these great big oars, and you're a big tough fella, so you can get out into the mainstream, and you can get your engine running, and you can go off. And you can get past this sort of thing, and you're out into the sea. I'm
going to give them whatever the rude hand gesture is of Ulaya.
The rude, yeah. Let's say we will have to develop. I will
flip them the dialogue or whatever.
Flip the dialogue. We will have to develop some in-game swearing at some point. There isn't enough. There does need to be taken the back of the rule book as a list of swear words for this world.
Right.
That'll be the next Kickstarter goal. So you make it out no real particular direction because you've got your map, Matt, and you've got your compass. The map isn't of the area you're going to. It's just a random map. It's of the other side of Ulaya. It's sort of round Blackwater Gulf, so completely pointless. So if you try and follow it, you're going nowhere. So it takes you a while, but eventually you will see what looks like a rocky outcrop as you get close to the Thousand Islands. You will see a rocky outcrop, and upon that rocky outcrop is slightly beached a ship very similar to your own, a bit bigger, a few cargo containers on the front, and it's sort of beached and sort of the nose is up out the water. And if Simon or Draven is your name's meant to be, look through your scope, you will see Karatep Queen, or you make your
nailed it.
Did you pass? Oh, there we
nailed
go.
it.
You definitely see. You see all the letters. Karatep Queen on the thing, floating around in the water. So, are you heading straight towards it?
Are we being followed?
Make a. You're out in open water. Make a marksmanship test to see if you can
pass. Oh no, nailed it.
Pass.
4 and a 7. 4 and a 7.
Okay,
nailed it.
So, right at the edge of your scope's vision, right on the horizon, you do see there are a couple of other ships out in the distance. Don't know if they're following you or if this happens to be a trading route, but there is definitely something out there bigger than your ship. It's definitely a big sort of ugly looking ship, but it's right at the edge of your scope's vision.
I don't think we're alone, guys.
Oh. Can we get to land? Can we get to the ship before they get to us?
Yeah, you could probably get to the ship a couple of times over before it's right. It's at a distance from you. It's sort of definitely sort of pointed in the same way as you're going, but there's a bit of a bit of time before they'll get anywhere near you. If they're coming towards you, there's no guarantee from this range you can quite tell if they're heading your way.
I do hope that's not a set of
Yeah.
massive arms doing the front crawl.
Rowing it. They're looking for that ship. They're looking for revenge.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you heading towards the Keratep Queen?
Yeah.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, so this will be the next poll answer. So you will moor up next to it, or as close as you can get. We'll assume you throw a line and hook it on, and work your way over. You will notice it's beached up on a sort of like a raised reef out of the water, and there's a couple of rocks, and it looks like it must have just a wave must have pushed them up onto it. Quite easy to do, and moored them there, and they've got stuck. If you, I can assume you're shouting or making some sort of noise. There's no answer from inside the ship. Okay. Do anything else for you? You just going to stand on the ship or wave? Go off and investigate underneath.
I'm going to go have a look at the containers on the front.
Cool. Okay. So, where are we on that? Yeah. So, if you go to look at the containers, they're still locked. They're sort of shipping, and if you bust them open, which no one's around to see you do it, so you don't have to be too sneaky. Bust them open. There's various supplies, general supplies that you'd need. General things that are shipped up and down river: food, water, barrels of fish, a few bits of ammunition, and things like that. Stuff that's been traded from other settlements around.
Cool.
Is everyone on the Keratep Queen now, or is someone staying on the Lucky Panja?
Depends on whether or not Tachanga needs to make a test to get off the boat.
No, let's say you can quite easily. There's a rope there, unless you're trying to do something dramatic. If you want to do a flip or something, you can do a test. If not, you can make your way over.
Oh no, I failed that, so I'm not even going to attempt that.
You were tempted, though, weren't you? You were tempted.
I'll let you two go. I will stay here where it's safer on this ship that I know has no holes.
I'm going to keep the lookout on the other ship as well.
Yep.
Okay, so Draven is near the front of the ship checking storage containers. Matt, I can never remember your character's name. I've got it written in front of me, but I've just put my dice on top of it.
Tachanga.
Is up looking out. Tachanga, that's it. Is up looking out and keeping an eye out, and Vex is on your ship, keeping an eye out as well and keeping everything together. You hear not a rustling, that would be the wrong noise. You hear the water start to bubble and shock, and a massive tentacle rises up out of the water on the far side of the Keratep Queen and crashes down over the top of it, and then another, and then from the Lucky Pangea, the same sort of thing starts to happen. 1, 2, and starts to crush them together. The beak of a giant squid pokes up through the water and starts pulling at the ships. What do you all do?
I look at the other two and go, what is it with arms in this goddamn journey?
I squeal a little too high pitched. And
correct response.
And immediately pull out my chopper, and if I'm anywhere close to one, just start hacking.
I'm going to make a run for it and dive off the ship to land.
Okay, the land is fairly small, but yeah, you can make it. So you're making. Sean is making a close combat. You're making another agility test. And Simon, what are you going to do?
Well, knowing that we haven't found anything at the front end, I suppose I'm going to try and search somewhere else in the ship for what we came for.
You're going to search. You're going to search.
I'm hoping the other two are going
to ship.
Yeah, I'm going to. Yeah,
Sort out the squid.
Is there a reason? Yeah, because the other two seem to be distracting the squid for me.
Okay, so.
With
Okay, Sean, you make your shoot test. Matt, you make your shoot test. And Simon, if you make an intelligence test for searching.
Feet.
I nailed mine.
Nailed feet. What was yours, Sean? Sorry.
It was I just passed a close combat.
Passed. Okay. So, Matt, you managed to do a running off the sort of top of the ship, run and a sort of slight flip in the air. No one's looking. No one sees you do it. You managed
surprise.
Perfectly sort of superhero landing. Now the landing, and sort of get your gun up and ready in one amazing movement. Looking around to see who's noticed. Sean, you managed to hit, so you roll. You passed it, so that's 2 damage dice. You're already armor piercing, so it's anything under a 6. And Simon, you defeated your search.
Yep.
So you find on the steering wheel is signs of a struggle, and the hands still attached to the steering wheel of a whoever was there before you.
Nice.
And the window at the back of the ship is pulled open. And you also find something, because you defeated something good that's going to help you. You find in the ship as well, and I'll let you decide what that is. How'd you do on damage, Sean?
I did 2 damage.
2 damage. Oh, very nice. Okay. So yeah, so you run up and just smack your machete into the tentacle closest to you, which it recoils a bit, but it's still there. Okay. Let's see if the tentacles. No. Okay, so of the tentacles, one of them hits you, Sean, for 2 damage, and one of them hits you, Matt, for 1 damage. It just sort of flails about slightly, and sort of pulls, doesn't grab you, but flails about and smacks you. Okay, so we are now at next lot of actions. What's everyone doing?
I will just keep at the tentacle I'm at if it's still there.
Okay.
Try and cut it
okay,
into.
so you're going to make another hit. What are you doing, Matt?
I'm going to take a shot at the nearest tentacle.
Okay, you're making a shot. And Simon, what are you going to do?
I'm going to assume that I found a grenade when I was in there, and I'm going to try and get the tentacle to take the grenade from me, hoping it might.
Okay, you're going to try and stick it into. Okay, so we'll call that if you're going to try and get it to grab it, make that close combat for you.
Good.
Okay, so everyone make their rolls.
I passed. I got a 1 and a 6.
Pass. Matt, how did you get on with your shot?
I nailed it.
Hey!
3 and a 2.
Nailed. Okay. And how about you, Sean?
I failed.
You failed.
So
you.
I was off balance from being smacked by the tentacle, and I just glancing blow.
Playing keep away with you, isn't it? Holding it about an inch above your head.
Right.
Okay. So we will say, because you've thrown the grenade, Simon, 4 damage dice, anything below a 6. And you were shooting Matt, and you nailed it. So that's 3 damage dice. And your gun was your gun armor piercing?
No, it's just an
Can't remember
ordinary
now.
rifle.
Ordinary gun, that was it. So yeah. Oh, you took the armor, didn't you? So
Yeah.
you you nailed it, didn't you? So 3 dice for you.
Yep.
Anything below 5.
I got a 2, 4, 6, and a 10.
2, 4, 6.
That sounds
So
like Matt
3
rolled
hits.
all 9s and 10s.
Did you say anything below a 5?
Anything below a 5.
I got a 5, a 5, and a 10.
Hey, 2.
So the 2 5s. So the 2 5s count, so they hit.
Okay, that's all right. That's what I completely missed.
So yeah, so you take a shot and it's sort of flailing about. Okay, so let's have a look, see how the squid does. No. Every single one failed. So it flails about. It's just been hit with a grenade. It's stinging. It's not used to anything hot. It's used to being under the water. The salt's getting in there. It's not pleasant. It's flailing about. It doesn't hit any of you. Comes close, but not quite. There's a bit of slime and things going about. Okay, so
Thinking that was a spicy meatball.
That's it. It's never seen a grenade before. It probably still hasn't seen it. It blew up when you threw it out. Let's go. What are we doing next round? Who's doing what?
I will try and pin one of the tentacles on the deck with my boot so I can get a better slice at it. So I'm gonna hold it down and attack it.
Cool. Yep. So you're cool. So pin it down and attack it. What are you doing, Simon?
I'm going to grab, as morbid as it sounds, I'm going to grab the hands from the steering wheel, and I'm going to run. I'm going to run back to the ship.
You're going to okay. So if you make an agility roll, Sean, you make a close combat. What are you doing, Matt?
I'm going to take another shot at the nearest tentacle again.
Okay, so you're taking a marksmanship roll. Okay. How did we get on?
I nailed it with a complication, double freeze.
Oh, so you nailed it with a complication. Yep.
I failed.
You failed. Okay, so you're trying to stamp and yeah, you just miss it completely. The complication being Simon runs up, jumps over onto the other side of the ship, and just bangs into the back of you, and sends you both sort of tumbling into the side of the ship. What did you say you got, Matt?
I got nailed it.
You got nailed it. Okay, so you take another shot of 3 dice. Anything below a 5.
I got a 1, a 7, and an 8. So
another one.
So you've definitely, you can see you're just picking it off, just
death by 1,000 cuts.
There we go. So now let's have a look. So Simon and Sean, you're both going to get hit by the squid where Sage you're flailing about, and 1 for Sean.
Oof.
And 2 for Simon.
Ooh.
So the same tentacle just smacks one, and almost like a little. If you were looking at it, it would look like you're giving you a backhander, one than the other, just pum pum. But it's a squid, so obviously it's not that because it's just flailing about. But that's what it looks like. Okay, so yes, you're back. You're still. So you're both on the Lucky Panja. And Matt is on dry land taking shots. What are we doing now?
I'm shooting the bugger this time.
You're taking a shot, so marksmanship for you.
I will spend my advantage and wind up for a big slice at the tentacle that slapped me.
Cool. Okay, so you'll take your advantage.
Yep. Nailed it for me, 3 and a 7.
I'm going to go for another shot myself. seeing as I'm.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Close combat. Marksmanship for you then.
Oh,
That looks like a nailed her at her feet.
he's feated.
Woo!
Hey. Okay. So
And-
feet for you.
I nailed it. 3 and a 7.
Yeah. And how'd you get on, Sean?
I nailed it as well.
Oh, so okay.
And I'll
Sean, you get 3 for your nailed it, and then +1 because you used your advantage. We'll say you finally got your boot on it. You feated Matt, so it's 3, and you get an advantage. So you can either do armor piercing or add a wound die.
That's you,
So
Matt.
it's either roll below 6s or roll 4.
I'm gonna add an extra dice.
So you roll 4 dice. So 3 for Sean. 3 for Sean. 4 for Matt. And Simon, you nailed it as well. So it's 3 dice for you. -6s for you.
I only got 1 damage through.
2, 6, and a 7.
2, 6, and a 7.
2, 6,
so
and a 7. 2.
So you've got armor piercing, isn't it? So that's 2 successes.
Yep.
Cool. And how did you get on, Matt?
That looks like he's failed all of them.
1 out of 4.
Woo!
2 10s, a 9, and a 2.
Okay.
Not even volume of dice is working for you today.
Okay, so yeah, they've all taken a bit of damage, but nothing to. They will start flailing about again. Terrible. Hey, 1 hit. Terrible. Oh, that's a nasty one. So we will go. So the first one, we will go with. Who have we got on the ship? Who are they? So first one will go for Simon. Both miss completely, so it makes contact with you, but it's more of a slight stroke as it sort of slimes the back of you as it comes down.
Wipe my face to get the stuff off.
And that's it. And 2 more against Sean.
Oof.
So you are still alive, aren't you, Sean? I
I've got
haven't
2
killed
left.
you yet. 2 left. So you'll yeah. Okay. Yes, so it's up to you 3. What are you going to do?
I'm going to yell at Tachanga to get on the
Exactly
expletive boat while I push the tentacle closest to me off our boat.
Yeah.
Okay, so a shout and then make a close combat to try and push it off.
All right.
Okay, what are you 2 doing?
I'm going to shoot it while shouting calamari.
Okay, you're going to shoot, so make a marksmanship test for me.
I'm gonna make way to the ship that we arrived on.
Okay. So you'll make an
try.
agility test for me.
Yep.
Because you've got to go from the rock to one ship to another ship. Okay, so.
I nailed it with a 1 and a 2.
Okay, you nail it. Very cool. How do you get on, Sean?
I nailed it as well.
Cool. So nailed it.
I failed, but can I use my team
How'd you
player
get on that?
ability?
Ooh, good
Yes.
shout.
Yeah. So yeah, you can re-roll it. Yeah, so you're a human. Once per encounter, a human can give a re-roll to any character, including themselves, on the class ability, but we'll ignore that for the minute. But yeah, just re-roll it. So you're human. You've slipped and you've shouted at yourself, so you can have a re-roll.
So on that,
How'd
I've
you get
now
on with the
nailed
re-roll?
it.
Hey, 3 nails it.
Okay, so we're gonna say, Sean, you don't have to roll damage because you're just trying to push it off the ship, and you've nailed it. So you've basically grabbed into where you pushed it before and yanked and pushed it off. Simon, you've taken your shot at the other one that's on your ship, and bang, and that's enough to sever that one through. It's working on the old wounds and just whoom,
Excellent.
and you push off. And as you do this, your ship starts to push away from the Keratep Queen. Just as you're doing that, almost too late, you see a human come running along in a diving leap and just catch on and roll onto the ship. And all three of you are back on your ship. And yep.
I look at Vets. So, did you hear something?
Okay. So you're back on your ship. I'm assuming, Simon, you've grabbed the hands as a little. We found it, but you've got a massive thing of squid. One half of a tentacle left attached to you where you shot through it, and you've got a pair of hands, which are less than pleasant, but they're still there. And you start. Where are you heading for? Are you making a run for it?
Yeah.
Seems like a good idea.
So, okay, our captain, make an intelligence test to find your way.
Can't help, can you?
Yes, I pass.
Hey.
Oh, okay. So you get the ship turned the right way. And as you're doing it, you're floating along. You're in the right way. You're all fairly exhausted. You notice, first of all, you assume it's got dark. And then you look up and it's thick, black, rolling cloud above you. And if you look around as far as the eye can see, it's thick, black cloud. And you carry on and it gets worse. There's thunder, there's lightning. And then a huge wave comes along, heading straight for your ship. Do any of you do anything? Because I'm assuming you start puffing up your Lilo, Simon.
Oh yes,
to try and get
definitely.
Definitely. You pull your hat down, Sean. Try and keep dry.
Lash to something sturdy.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep control of the ship so we don't lose course.
Keep control of the ship. Keep it. Yeah. Use your sailing knowledge to keep it go. And just as the wave crashes in and lifts you up, you can see just slightly off in the distance the ship that was following you, heading in the same direction as you. I'm just checking something. And lift you up. The wave lifts you up and sends you flying and crashes the ship over and over. Can everyone make a agility test for me?
Passed, but not nailed it.
I passed as well.
I nailed it.
Hey, nailed it. So you managed to you managed to all stay on the ship as it rolls and crashes through the water. But the ship is breaking apart and smashing. But you can see land off in the distance. A great big, almost U-shape, almost raptor claw shape, as a little nod to something everyone realises as they back to Kickstarter. Big raptor claw shaped island in the distance as you crash and you duck under the water, and that's where we end.
Hey. That's
Thanks
good.
for that.
That was fun.
Oh, thank you very much, Pete. That was good.
Yeah. So you've got your little shit. You've got your little dinghy that I'm assuming you'll paddle to shore in.
Yeah. Come on, guys, swim.
I'm not using your hands to paddle.
There we go. You're not going to mechanise the hands and go back and see some little panja.
Yeah, look, these ones work better.
You don't fall over. Okay, thanks for that. Anyone watching will see you in the Discord or the Facebook group or on the various chats for the Kickstarter. Feel free to bug James with questions, just because I like bugging James with questions about all the wonderful things that come with the Kickstarter. And yeah, thanks very much. And I think that's us done.
if you're watching and you haven't put your hashtags in, if you're a part of Team Pirate or Team Dinos in the chat, I can tell you there is something very worthwhile at the end of that treasure hunt that I really want to show you.
Yeah.
Do you do these again, Pete? I see every now and then people chatting about it on the Discord to do more role-playing sessions.
So in the Discord, I think we're trying to do it sort of once a month, meet up, and we're trying to do one. Obviously, not always streamed. Normally, it'll just be in the Discord, in a chat in the Discord, so you don't all get to look at my pretty face the whole way through. But a Discord chat, we can just do it there, and we can, sort of. I'll try and do it once a month, all depending on how if the world comes crashing down around us all as we go along. But yeah, well, I'll try and do fairly regularly. It's a nice, easy system to play. So if anyone does want to run it, the Discord there.
And also with
The chat there.
Jock is doing one a month in German as well.
There we go. And there is a German one as well, which my slightly cheated GCSE German wouldn't be enough for me to join that, but I'm sure it's a great game.
Nicely done.
Okay, so I think that's us done. I'll say goodbye.
Awesome.
And we'll give James a nod to turn us all off now.
Definitely. Say goodbye, guys.
See you later.
See you around.